Hello and welcome to Newton School's channel. In today's podcast, we have with us Anustup Mukherjee, who is a machine learning engineer here at Newton School. So welcome Anustup, and can you give us a brief introduction of yours?
I'm mostly into this field for last 4 years, worked with 10 plus companies from India and Silicon Valley abroad, interned with IIT Bombay, IIT Patna, did JSOCs with TensorFlow, worked with Samsung, WRI and many other places, holding 5 plus patents as well as some research and publications. Previously, last year I was awarded with Presidential Award of India for contributions regarding AI towards the nation. Yeah, that's a very brief about myself.
Wow, so that was a phenomenal journey. So also congratulations on being awarded. So Anustup, how did your affection towards this field, begin?
So my affection began with like little bit interest towards the biology because I was coming from a biological background first. Like I was always fascinated towards human brain and how that internal neural works. And like I was just always thinking like how human thinks, and when the human judge, like what are the things that is happening at the behind of my mind. Also on the other side, I was keen towards mathematics. Like I still love solving mathematical formulas. So every time I feel like if I can punch something, automation using the power of this neurons or maths towards the real life and build something automated way. So that was a very starting point. I started exploring from the first year and it start everything overnight. Yeah.
That's great. So, Anustup, how has your journey been? Like from your college days till Newton School, and also, getting all these recognitions, research, and all the things that you have done. So, how had your journey started and how did it shape till now?
So journey for AI or towards AI was very difficult, frankly, because just speaking from this particular field, AI is something that needs a lot of knowledge. Not only computer science, it involves mostly towards mathematics as well as the real life skill, real life thinking. So there is a basic hindrance towards AI that anyone ever faced, and even myself will also face that. Apart from this, the competition in artificial intelligence is huge because there is a huge demand in the market. Like every companies, all kind of innovations that is happening right now in technology is all centered towards AI. So like the brilliant minds are coming into this field. So my journey kick-started when I was in my first year, like first sem of the college. I started from day one, learning several kind of obviously data structures and algorithms at the very first of my career. I always try to master on the skill practically, like if I am learning any DSA skill, how can I relate to some real life projects? Alongside, I was mostly focused to maths, like working with several kind of the formulas, calculus and like this. So again, like learning this kind of things theoretically will never lead you somewhere to the AI, and it never led me. Alongside with studies, I always look for any kind of internship opportunity. It might be paid, it might be unpaid, that doesn't matters to me. So I just planned my day in this format, like a certain amount of day I will study and the rest amount of I kept on applying just here and there, and wherever anyone would just give me one chance, I will try to figure it out. So yeah, I jumped into a company called Medvi. That was my first company from Delhi, and I was the data science intern over there, and that was a very starting point of my career. Working in the internships, obviously at the day one I had zero skills. I struggled a lot. I struggled a lot in completing the task, accomplishing the deadlines. But yes, what I learned is new skills every time. So from there I started. Then Medvi, and then several other small startups, and then finally alongside like with these internships I started doing a lot of research papers, because academics is another strong thing that AI industry needs. It's not only the practical skills as well, research papers, how much you understand the topic in depth. And then finally able to crack GSOCs, and that was a game changer for me. Because having some kind of work related to the core AI peeps like from TensorFlow helped me a lot to scale. And then finally going to top companies like Samsung, WRI, and doing a lot of work out of the college is the actual game changer thing again. Like I did my startups as well as two failed startup I want to tell, but I understood like how I can lead AI to the businesses, how I can make new products using this power. So that is a very high level journey of mine.
Great, great. So, I mean, I can infer that you had started your journey very early on in your life, like when you were just in the first year, जब हम मजे कर रहे थे college में, so you were very serious about what you wanted to do, right? So, Anustup, like we've all been hearing a lot of terms like, Chat GPT, Bard, AI, ML. There's AI all around us right now. So, what is all this? What is AI and what is this hype about?
Okay, so like just coming to the answer to this question, because right now AI everywhere. From a starting point of the day, we are using several search engines from the very starting points as well. Yeah, so there is new terms in the industry right now like GPT as you mentioned, and XYZ many more. So see, AI is something like when we are interacting to the machines as well, like any kind of machine. For an example, you're interacting with Google, you're interacting with your laptop. So basically, your machine can understand what you are specifically talking about. Like just a very brief example, like we start our day by searching in Google, and it's just a wow thing like, okay, the Google understands what I am trying to tell. So yeah, so that is actually from where the AI comes from, like giving intelligence to the machine just like humans. So it's again a very vast field, from images to the videos to the texts to audios. Everywhere there is a huge fit of AI. Uh, if I want to specifically talk about this GPT kind of things, yeah, so AI have a long history in this kind of jumps. Like if we go back when it was discovered, people were amazed like, okay, a machine can understand numbers, a machine can understand images, like just every one of us use like the face lock in the phones. Again, the biggest example of AI that came long back. Then when we were in the starting point of the colleges, on that time it happened about transformers. So yeah, it can understand long texts, it can write something, it can do several kind of tasks like analytical tasks for us. Like the people were again amazed at that time. So now since the industry had evolved, the requirement had also evolved. Like so since the first problem of the AI always comes from is the data. Any company, any person want to build any AI model, they need to have the data backed. So but since the applications was growing on, people was planning like, okay, if AI can be self-sufficient. So that was the very starting point of the birth of this large language models. These are called as GPT and all. So people were thinking like, okay, there should be one shot model that can do anything for me without any kind of the data biasness. I have the domain knowledge, I just tell them, and a model can do something like this. So here comes the birth of these generative models, GPT. There are several other generative models being made in an industry. Since GPT is best performing, people know its name. There are OPT, but the Bard is also right now recently introduced. There were Claudia and XYZ other this kind of LLM models being already introduced. T5 by Hugging Face. So yeah, so these large language models are designed for all types of use cases, from coding tasks to mathematical tasks to answering your questions or searching something or understanding a concept or topic. Everywhere they can just fit into, right? So yeah, so that's why people are just finding all sort of use cases and trying to fit them everywhere. So yeah, but yes, it's indeed a great technological innovation that is being happened.
So, Anustup, there's another burning question that people are having right now. It is that is AI going to take away jobs of the people?
Okay, so I want to answer this question in another way. There was a famous paradox in AI that we call as Moravec's paradox. So it was introduced far earlier. Just I can remember in 1956 and 57 as a very starting or birth point of AI. So on that time it was proved the machines or any AI system is designed in such a way that it can understand complex tasks very well, but it will always fail in simpler tasks. So just remember, just understand as a human. So what human do, like, yeah, we all have intelligence, and our psychologically, our intelligence is backed with some sort of consciousness and some sort of common sense. Again, like if you go to psychological aspects of Freud and something like this, so this gaining this common sense is not difficult. It's all coming from our family values and everywhere, right? But again, it should be a very simple task again, but it should be very difficult for an AI machine to gain. Every one of us have to understand still that no AI engineer or might be no research scientist have cracked the problem of AGI, that is called artificially generated intelligence. So these AGIs are specifically where AI should have their self-consciousness. So suppose you're using ChatGPT and you're prompting the ChatGPT. Again, prompting is a human thing. Again, if you're seeing the responses, and if anywhere you feel the responses are coming not good or not of your particular use case, what you do, you fit some domain knowledge, you fit some instructions, but again it comes with human consciousness. So up to this stage I will tell like, okay, it is completely working as a myth. But again, on a second case, if you see the industry, obviously it will automate some job. Every technology when comes is again a tech enabler. So basically it will enable humans to perform better, or it will enable the industry to do things faster. So just for an example, like just a very trivial example, when we do Excel, so many of us doesn't know how to write queries in Excel. So what we do, we spend time over Google and just understanding, okay, how to write queries. So just what you do right now, you put it to ChatGPT and ChatGPT answers that, and you again put it into Excel and you do the work within 5 minutes. So yeah, so this is the thing. So there is no replacement, but there is again fastening of process. So that's my opinion, a very hard opinion for this AI. Yeah.
So yeah, Anustup, your answer to that question explains why AI is not going to replace jobs, but instead it is going to make it easier for us and more efficient for us. So Anustup, coming to my next question, is AI is being used in businesses very vastly, and it is being used in all kinds of sectors. So can you tell us about some use cases, or maybe where you are working? Are you also using AI in all your processes?
Yeah, so I will love to start with Newton School, because here we are doing amazing work over AI, and the Newton AI Labs is there. So here we are doing a lot of innovations over GPT using the power of custom AI models. Like I will state some use cases. Recently we had launched like Code Lens. So basically it will help the students to learn coding better. So coming from a hunch parts, like coming from understanding parts, when I am a novice coder, like when I started my coding journey, I always wanted to have a hand-holding hand to tell me, okay, here you are doing some sort of syntax error, or here you are not writing the code in an optimized way. But every student shouldn't have that type of mentor in their life, right? So here we played an amazing game using the power of AI. So the product that we had built is CodeLens, will help student like understand, okay, where their error is, how to solve their error, not only by telling okay, do this, also by like making the student understand by some sort of explanations. Okay, you are doing this error in this way, you may write the code in this other ways, this might be the other optimized solutions. So this is all about the product of the code lens. It's not about the error. Also, sometimes what happens when we are new to this programming world, so we can't able to understand the coding questions directly, because a lot of analytical things happens inside that coding question. So again, there are a huge role of mentor comes again, like to make the student think, okay, this might be some logical steps. So here we are again doing this work by AI. So AI Code Lens handles based on the student's understanding, based on whatever code or domain knowledge the student have. It makes the student understand, okay, this is the question, this might be the hints, or might be you have written this part of code, this might be some sort of next steps. So yeah, so that was one of our applications. Previously, we had worked on multiple AI projects from different domains. Like in sales, we tried to automate detection of several kind of entities that is being spoken on sales call, speaking about transcription engines. Also, we tried to detect any kind of like mis-sales that always happens in some sort of sales calls. So like all over sanity is being maintained in a organization. Apart from this, our long-term projects that is being coming within some time is automated mock interviews. Like, so yeah, so we can just imagine about that kind of world where a student will have 24/7 access to doubt solving, or getting a mock interview, or okay, I have studied a topic and just coming and test my, for whatever I have learned is properly learned or not, with a real-time practicing skills, something like this. So this is all about Newton AI is doing. And yeah, so it is again a tech revolution I want to tell. So yeah, coming from an industry perspective, yes, AI is, if I speak from post 2021, the AI had gained a lot of hype in industry, not only in startups. So previously what happens, the startups dedicatedly spend their time in developing AI engines, right? Because they always are tech heavy. But in bigger companies, there might be a slow process of the AI development that takes a lot of time. But yeah, post 2022 or post 2021, I want to tell this AI development and production AI development, better to tell, had gained a lot of hype. Big companies like Google, Microsoft, or even my previous organization, Samsung, they're deploying AI engines to real life, not only to a research base or a research paper. And from sector perspective, massive innovations is happening in finance, in learning, basically in education. So people are trying to fit everywhere, like from understanding a topic to generating graphical interfaces for that particular topic to improve coding skills. Everywhere it is being fit up. It's not about technical. For also for if I tell about like the students who study for JEE, NEET, so people are building tools that will help in their learning process. And again, a big innovations people are right now doing apart from finance and education. Like in finance, I want to mean Bloomberg had recently introduced their own finance AI model that will help every like there was an app, I can't recall the name right now. Yes, on finance. Those people are using right now. Like if whenever I want to do any kind of trading decision, or I am just buying a stock, so there might be an AI powered bot that always guides me whether it is right or not, or there might be any kind of risk factors. So the actual model was developed by Bloomberg and named as Bloomberg GPT. Apart from this, people are trying to fit right now in medical sector. Yes, again, a lot of innovations had happened in medical, like from utilizing robotics to computer vision to early detection of cancers. Even at my startup, I used to do early detection of cardiac arrests and cardiac blockages. So a lot of innovations had happened. Right now, people came to one step further as well in medical. Like they are trying to analyze directly, okay, the patient will write the symptoms and the AI will try to detect what actually happened just from the text. And the process is simpler and simpler one. And yeah, so this is another biggest things. But yeah, a lot of dev tools are being also generated. The new entrepreneurs are jumping into this field. They are trying to develop some sort of tools, for an example, from sales or from technical tools, like you can tell about summarization tools that we are already familiar of Grammarly. Several types of other products like Grammarly are being built off, and yeah, a lot of things is being used off. Yeah.
So, Anustup, since these AI tools are being used so vastly in all kinds of sectors, like you said, so how reliable are these AI tools? Like, one be completely dependent on these tools to get all the results, or does it still require some human interaction in between?
So yeah, so it is again like coming from the history of AI, any AI model is not 100% reliable, because in our theories, we have a term, a model which is 100% accurate is the worst model in the world. So we always rely on the models that is 90% or 85%. So AI itself tells I'm not 100% accurate. So it always needs some sort of human feedbacks, human loops. A team have always need to sit and understand where the AI can't crack the problem. Like for if we speak specifically about GPTs or GPT-like engines, or might be transformer-like engines, they specifically fail in analytical decisions while doing calculations or solving complex mathematical things. Because see, these models are written for a vast use case, right? So whenever a AI engine thinks, again, it lacks consciousness. So it always try to visualize all kind of tasks that it can understand at the back end. So there is always a factor that is called hallucination factor in this AI. And more complex will be the problem, the more complex will be this hallucination stuff. So human always needs to sit and analyze what AI is speaking. So any model is not 100% reliable. It might be 90%, but not 100%. Yeah.
Okay. So, moving apart from this AI world and coming back to you. So, how does your day as an MN engineer who is working on AI look like? Like, what are you doing? What are you working on? And how does it go about?
Yeah, so as a day-to-day life of an ML engineer, like I don't want to tell about a day-to-day life, because we have to do a lot of R&D as well in our work. But yes, like how a work life of an AI engineer will look like. it changed a lot within this year, like within 1 or 2 years, because after this introduction of LLMs, like what previously we used to do, suppose we have any project, we have to research a lot about what algorithms we need to write, then analyze it mathematically and both by implementing it, then seeing the results, and then changing the internal layers of the model, creating new weights, and sometimes calling some pre-trained model, generating new weights, and deploying it, looking how it works, taking human feedback, a lot of iterative process. Right now, some tasks are very fast because of these GPT-like engines. So like this R&D part is mostly sorted because I can ask it, because it already have a lot of domain knowledge about the research. So I can specifically ask the technical questions what I have in my mind, and it gives me the answer. Or yes, if I want, I can read one or two mostly. And then on model selection is being automated very way. And again, like while writing the layers as well, like some task, like just for an example, if we want to do any kind of NLP task like entity extractions and this, we have to write a lines of code for that. But for now, GPT can handle itself on its own, right? So these things are being automated. But yeah, this is how a day or might be a work life of an AI engineer looks: looking at the data, training the model, or might be fine tuning the model, understanding the process, do some maths, and do some research, read some psychology, taking feedback, and again repeat the process. Yeah.
All right. So, Anustup, since this is a very, interesting field and a budding field, so a person, let's say like me, who's from a non-tech background, can I also become an AI engineer or a AI developer?
Yeah, so yes. So again, the tech is evergreen. Anyone can jump into any field whenever they want, right? Yes. But yeah, if I speak about how a fresher can jump into this field or this AI field, or might be data science, something like this. So yeah, anyone can kickstart with, obviously I always tell, have a strong fundamental knowledge about maths as well. Because not strong, like if you do a good amount of maths up to 10th and 11, it's okay, it will work out. And then start understanding everything practically, speaking from DSA, because DSA is the heart of everything. Whatever tech is being developed, understanding DSA is the most important thing. So once you are done with DSA, and if you really feel interest, because what happens in AI, most of the people jumps into it because of the hype. So yes, because since it is a very struggling field, very difficult field, like all development fields, but again, if you don't have interest, you will jump into it and you will just feel, okay, why I am here? So yeah, so again, gain some interest by seeing industrial applications or talking with the people. And if you are good to start and with a strong DSA, you can start learning, because there are multiple learning sources. Here I want to claim about Newton School. Like at Newton School as well, like we have the data science courses. So yeah, so like if you come towards Newton School, you will get always a good amount of mentorship. You will understand the concept thoroughly by a great industry ready mentors. And again, a guidance at a very deeper level helps a lot, because what happens, understanding algorithms on its own is very difficult. Or if you go to any online platform, data is everywhere, but it is very unstructured, right? So when we're in school, our teachers used to teach us in a very structured way. And yes, obviously Newton does that in a very structured way, a proper planned curriculum that helps a lot. And yeah, whatever plan I am telling, like not only studying, doing practical projects, everything is here also. But yeah, this is a general thing, like making a strong core DSA, gaining interest, doing multiple projects, starting from machine learning to the depth of the deep learning. It will take a lot. It will not a lot of time, but handsome amount of time to jump into AI. But yes, project doing and applying for out of study something, like whatever internship, because many companies is offering boot camps as well. There you have to go and just implement some project and you will gain some experience. So that will increase the learning curve. And again, there is no place to hurry up in this field. Study, learn and grow. That's it. So that's my opinion. Yeah.
So, Anustup, let's say a person like me who's from a non-tech background wanted to, switch to this data industry. So, how would that look like for me, and how would the journey be?
Okay, so anyone can jump into this data industry anytime they want. It's not so much difficult to get into this field. Like if you come towards this field of data science, AI, ML, you can hear about a big terms like neural networks, Tableau or like doing pandas, numpy, big mathematical terms, but it's nothing. Like if you understand basic maths like from 10th and the 12th, you can just crack the field. Like since I can crack it like starting from my very early stage of my career, then anyone can crack it, right? So yes, so since tech is evergreen, it is evolving, it's all about learning in several steps. So again, like if we speak about data science and jumping into this data world, yes, data science is the first starting point that anyone should first start off. And then there is a journey how you should go from data science to machine learning, that comes under core AI, and then deep learning and several other things and modern innovations that is being coming. So yeah, the starting looks like, yes, if you have a good knowledge of 10th and 11th maths, so yes, you are very good to go. First, you need to understand or might be the practical applications of the tools that we use in the data science. There are a lot of tools from scikit-learn to Python packages and XYZ. So once you are done with doing this application part of this kind of tools and playing with the data, see, data is all around. Just you have to keep your eyes open and you have to think freely. What things I can do with this data? So once you are done with doing this, you can jump into machine learning algorithms, learning it, implementing it, and then the same process for deep learning. Again, since it is a very vast field, obviously there is no point of hurrying up. But yes, I want to specifically mention about our data science course in Newton School. That's amazing in my perspective being an AI engineer, because firstly, since there is a lot of unstructured data in internet, like just if I search an algorithm, there might be hundreds of explanations, right? And if you start reading this one by one, everyone has several type of like thinking of particular algorithm. So like even like when we're in schools, we understand complex topics by the help of our teachers. So what I feel best about Newton is here there is an amazing mentors who are actually working and in a good industries, and they have a deep domain knowledge. So they gives us the structured data from where we can kickstart with. Again, since this field is very practical one, now you need a lot of projects to be built off, right? So at Newton, we have an amazing curriculum that involves practical projects. So a student can learn, student can implement, student can get guidance with good doubt solving. So yes, that's a very great package from me as if. And like, yeah, so just from speaking from this perspective of AI, see, learning is again just like a curve in artificial intelligence. There is not a one-shot way I do this and it's done. So extreme hard work is required, obviously. I struggled a lot from my first years to gain this. Just I want to quote some of my students. Like previously, I used to do a lot of boot camps with Code Chef and IEEE Chandigarh and XYZ. So I used to teach students their AI, ML and data science. So some of the students had made an amazing plan. Okay, so they divided the 7 days of the week into something like, okay, first 2 days theory, then YouTube or some other XYZ study materials or some courses, and then the last 2 days of the week is just for the practical implementations. And literally they covered the entire machine learning into 3 months and the deep learning into 6 to 8 months, and then they cracked amazing internships, and now they are working well with their full-time jobs. But yes, they were dedicated. So this field is very easy. It's just like a hype in mind that its people is making difficult. But yeah, if anyone is doing hard work, open to go, it's great. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for, sharing that journey or the roadmap. So coming to my last question, since you are in this field and you're working in this field since a long time now, so where do you think this field is headed towards, and what is the future that is going to, upcoming in the next few years?
So AI ML is again a very unpredictable field to myself, because just coming from very history of AI, we had seen some recognition and detection algorithms. Then AI started to write, AI started to infer, and that writing skills, inferencing skills is right now more powered by this kind of generative engines. From my vision, AI will play an amazing role towards gaining at least some sort of human-like consciousness within some years, because I know people from Stanford's and MIT are working actively on it. They are like gathering the data from human MRIs and they are trying to train their AI model to get human-like inference. A huge impact will come into humanoid robots, and again, enabling towards faster tech will be the best thing that AI will have ever achieved. Again, some unsolved problems will be solved. In computer vision, still we struggle a lot in video generations, in avatar playings, right? So like from imagination to any kind of video, like if you have seen Dolly, you are writing some imagination, you will get an image. What if anyone can make a video? So computer vision is yet to grow, because we have seen hype in NLP that deals with text, but computer vision is yet to grow, and that will boom in within some time. And yes, huge impact will be there in education, because education will be changed by this AI wave, as well as finance and medical field. So this is my consciousness of AI what tells. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us today for this podcast. And this session has been very informative, and it was great having you here. Thank you so much, Anustup. Also, guys, do not forget to check out our courses. The link is provided below in the description. Also, if you have any doubts regarding any of the topics that we have discussed, or about Newton School, or about the courses that we offer, you can comment in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye-bye.